This BusDemy E-learning Academy video is about project management. Project management includes 5 key processes. Those are initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing. Project management is the practice of initiating, planning, executing, controlling, and closing the work of a team to achieve specific goals and meet specific success criteria at the specified time. The primary challenge of project management is to achieve all of the project goals within the given constraints. What is project initiation? Project initiation is the first step in starting a new project. During the project initiation phase, you establish why you're doing the project and what business value it will deliver. Then use that information to secure buy-in from key stakeholders. Project planning is a discipline addressing how to complete a project in a certain timeframe, usually with defined stages and designated resources. The project execution phase is often the longest and most complex stage in the project lifecycle. If you're not careful, your team might get off track, run into communication problems, or stop following your carefully outlined procedures. After investing time and other resources into your project execution plan, you need to make sure you can deliver on your promises. In project control, compliance with the project plans is checked and the current progress in the project is recorded. Project plans that are not controlled lose a large part of their value. Everything planned in the project must be subject to regular project control during project implementation. The closing phase of project management is the final phase of the project lifecycle. This is the stage where all deliverables are finalized and formally transferred, and all documentation is signed off, approved, and archived. Team building is the process of taking a collection of individuals with different needs, backgrounds and expertise and transforming them by various methods into an integrated, effective work unit. In this transformation process, the goals and energies of individual contributors merge and support the objectives of the team. The concept of team building becomes critically important as bureaucratic hierarchies decline and horizontally oriented teams and work units become increasingly important. In most cases, team building involves relationships among peers with a wide diversity of expertise. Project's constraints. What are project constraints? Are the general limitations that you need to account for during the project lifecycle. For example, a cost constraint means that you're limited to a specific project budget, while a time constraint means you must complete your project within a specified time frame. This information is usually described in project documentation, created at the beginning of the development process. The primary constraints are scope, time, quality, and budget. One of those constraints is the project scope. Project scope is a detailed outline of all aspects of a project, including all related activities, resources, timelines, and deliverables, as well as the project's boundaries. The project scope also outlines key stakeholders, processes, assumptions, and constraints, as well as what the project is about, what is included, and what isn't. All of this essential information is documented in a scope statement. The scope includes cost, time, and quality. This is called the triple constraint theory. Approaches of project management. One of the most used approaches of project management is project production management. From an operations perspective, as the name implies, project production management in a manufacturing environment is the process of better control of manufacturing, capacity, supply chain, outputs, inventories, delivery quality, etc. Operations manufacturing is chips, phones, cars, food, medicine, computers, airplanes, equipment, machinery, etc. Major corporations use dedicated project organization structures. That structure is a separated department, or division with an executive officer and dedicated project managers that manage projects per department. Project monitoring. The objective of the project monitoring and control process is to Maintain accurate and up-to-date information about the project's status and performance throughout the project lifecycle. Evaluate the actual performance of a project versus the desire and planned performance. Offer project estimations and performance insights that can be used to update the schedule and budget. Determine if corrective or preventive measures are required. Assess the effectiveness of effected changes and provide information that supports forecasting at different phases. Project complexity. What is project complexity? Project complexity is a set of problems that consists of many parts with a multitude of possible interrelations, most of them being of high consequence in the decision-making process that brings about the final result. Looking at the chart, that explains the complexity of projects from independent, moderately complex, highly complex, and more complex programs. The information in this slide show 8 types of project managers' jobs. This video explains the marketing project manager and engineering project manager jobs. Essentially, the marketing project manager job is a manager who handles the project management for marketing either internally or as an external agency. Marketing project managers supervise both the people working on marketing projects and the projects themselves. Basically, a marketing manager is a project manager. An engineering project manager is a person who directs and assesses the daily operations of an engineering team. Designers and engineers must work together to develop and produce a product. The engineering project manager oversees the process. Virtual project management. Virtual project management is the process by which one manages projects via remote or virtual teams. When teams are distributed across different time zones, they still need to get assigned tasks, and that work must be monitored and tracked to make sure it stays on schedule. Project success is determined by different factors. These factors can usually be measured that will define the success of the project. After collaboration with the end customer, project managers need to define the success criteria. Being on the same page regarding project success criteria can eliminate the risk of project failures and improve the odds of project success. Defining project success criteria. The project success criteria refer to measurable terms of what should be the outcome of the project that is acceptable to the end user, customer, and stakeholders. In other words, the project success factors consist of activities or elements that are required to ensure the successful completion of the project. The video is from BusDemy E-learning Academy. The owner of BusDemy has the expertise of more than 20 years of the project management industry. BusDemy is a PhD in business management, multinational electronics industry practitioner, an academic university business professor in the USA. Some materials from the PMP in the USA. Project management body of knowledge. 1 graph from Gray, CF, and Larson, EW Project Management. Other materials are from random open sources.